really have a rich history here at Pineville. Our school is the third school that was built on this site. This is the very site where James K. Polk ran and played as a boy. If you go into the entryway in the lobby, you'll see an idea of what this woods and countryside looked like during that time. When James K. Polk was a boy here in Pineville, he played around in woods that look a lot like right here in our school lobby. We have our Enviroscape, and it was set up to look like the Piedmont of North Carolina. That's where we live. And I'm going to take you on a little tour. The video from James K. Polk. We live very close to the James K. Polk home site. And this is a replica that we have in our school media center of the log cabin where James K. Polk would have been born and raised. And he lived here until he was 11. He ran all over the ground where we are here at school. It's amazing that you can go out and play on the playground, and who knows where your footsteps fall. There may have walked a Native American Indian on the trading path that ran through right through this area. Maybe James K. Polk ran through on his way to the creek to go fishing. When he was little, he went to school near his home. He was kind of sickly when he was a little boy, so he learned a lot at home. But later on, he went to school in Chapel Hill in North Carolina. So he's very famous as our president. Well, let's take a look at the school that was built right here on the property, right where the new school, I call it the new school, was built. It was built in the 1920s, in the early 1920s, and this is what it looked like. If you think about how our school is designed, if you look at the front of our school, and I'll show you that picture in a minute, you'll see that the architect, when he designed the current Pineville Elementary School, he looked at pictures of the earliest school on the site, and he copied some of the details from those pictures and from the original brick school. It was a two-story school just like we have. This is a model that was made of it. You can see, look at all the windows. Which classroom would be yours? Do you see that tall smokestack on top? They heated the school a little different way than we do now. If you look very carefully, you can see back in there the little coal shed, and they would heat with coal. They had to go, the boys would go out and help the teacher get coal to put inside. So next to the school was a gymnasium. We have a gym attached to our school, but this was the model of the original gym. Now, if you look really carefully, you can see the pile of coal right here. Do you see that black stuff? It's dug out of the ground, and it's used to burn, to heat. Oh, I know people who went to Pineville School when it was high school. It was originally called the Pineville Farm Life School because all this area around Pineville didn't have the shopping malls and things that we have now. It was all farm life, and the boys and girls would go to the school, and they had fun. You know what they would do? They would have a Halloween carnival, and they would have a dance, and they would dance in the gym. Do you see it says Halloween Carnival, Friday night, October 27th, PTA. They had a PTA back then. They would play games, they would dance, they would have fun, just like we do now too. You'll be amazed, but when I first came to Pineville Elementary, the gym was gone, and the big school was gone, and they had built the second school on the property. Well, there was one building still standing. There was another little brick building that went with the school and the gym, and it was out in the parking area. and it was called the Teacherage, and that's where the teachers would live. Some of the teachers would move to the area and didn't have a place to live, and they lived in the Teacherage. I thought that was pretty crazy to think about living at the school. Sometimes I feel like I live right here in the building, but the Teacherage was really a home, like apartments for teachers. I'm here in the newsroom, and we have a big, kind of like a blanket or a throw that is mounted and framed. And this is from Pineville, North Carolina, and it says some of the different buildings that were part of Pineville. A lot of these buildings are now gone. Miller's Cotton Gin is where they would bring the cotton to be milled and take to the mill to be turned into fabric. And this was the Cone Mills plant. It just got recently torn down, but it was a big mill, and lots of people came to Pineville to work. And the neighborhood right around where the mill was where the workers who lived in the area would be, and they would work at the mill. So those are little mill houses. We're an official mill village. Here's our post office from 1974. You know this place. This is the Bell Johnson Community Center. It was built in 1988. That's the year I came to Pineville Elementary. And it's a great place at the park where you can go and take classes and do special things. I vote there. Here's the town seal of Pineville, birthplace of James K. Polk. There's the town hall, and the phone and the electric company is there. Now the town hall's in a little different spot. There's the Pineville Fire and Rescue. We love them. They work so hard for us, for our school. This was a store, a rental store, Yandel's Rental, 1922. Blankenship Feed and Seed is right downtown now. It's a business. And there's James K. Polk. 1795 was when he was born. Wow, that was a long time ago. And there is the Pineville Police Department, our other community partners that we love so well. And there was the second Pineville Elementary School, built in 1968. And I'll show you some pictures of it when it was being torn down. They tore it down, and that's where the ball fields are now. And now we are in our new building. So that's a look at Pineville. You can see, boys and girls, we've got a great history here. These grounds are pretty amazing, where presidents have walked, where Native Americans have walked, and where you have walked. Enjoy the rest of your summer, and happy Heritage Day from Pineville Elementary 2020.